Hi, I'm Ramiz Ali, your host for the Smart Money Stack. I'm a certified blockchain expert, a senior executive in the crypto space, and the author of Programmable Finance, The Future of Money in a Tokenized World. If you've been following along for a while, you know we've laid the groundwork for understanding how this technology works and why it's so transformative. Today, we're going to take that foundation and put it into action, where theory meets reality. This is where programmable finance stops being an abstract concept and becomes something tangible, measurable, and frankly revolutionary. We're going to explore one of the biggest and most important real world implementations of programmable finance happening right now, Visa's stablecoin settlement program. It's fast, transparent, and moving real money at a scale, reshaping how one of the largest payment networks on the planet thinks about moving value. Before we dive in, let's quickly recap the pillars we've covered before. Not to repeat myself, but so you can see how each piece connects in this case study. Every single one shows up in Visa's approach, and together they create something far greater than the sum of their parts. We start with blockchain. Think of it as the world's most secure, transparent ledger. Instead of being locked in a single database or controlled by one entity, copies of this ledger are maintained across thousands of independent nodes across the world. Every time a transaction occurs, it's recorded across all those copies simultaneously. Once written, it can't be quietly altered, erased, or manipulated. That's what makes blockchain special. It enables trust through mathematics, cryptography, and transparency, not through a single institution's reputation. Next, smart contracts. These are self-executing agreements written directly into code on the blockchain. Instead of a traditional contract that needs manual enforcement, a smart contract says, if X happens, do Y, and the blockchain executes it automatically. No middlemen, no disputes, no delays. They can release payments when goods arrive, split royalties instantly after a sale, or confirm settlement before funds move, embedding automation right at the trust layer. Then we have tokenization. Taking an asset of value, whether a stock, real estate, artwork, or shipment of commodities, and creating a digital representation on a blockchain. That token can be traded instantly, divided into fractional shares, and programmed with usage rights or restrictions. Tokenization turns assets into programmable digital building blocks that move at internet speed. Next, stablecoins. Blockchain-based tokens pegged to a relatively stable value, usually a fiat currency like the US dollar. They deliver the speed, transparency, and programmability of blockchain without the price volatility of assets like Bitcoin or Ether. For payments, that stability is critical. If you're settling a $10,000 invoice, you want that value to be $10,000 tomorrow, not $9,200 or $11,500. Stablecoins make that possible while still moving on modern rails. Finally, agentic AI. Autonomous, intelligent systems that can monitor transactions, detect fraud, enforce compliance, and make real-time financial decisions. It's like having an always-on auditor and risk officer, but directly into your payment system. AI doesn't just move funds, it safeguards the movement, enforcing the rules and flagging anomalies before they become issues. Each pillar is powerful on its own, but together, you get a faster, smarter, more reliable, and more adaptive financial system than anything before. And Visa is now tapping into exactly that. Picture a typical moment. It's a weekday morning and you're grabbing coffee on the way to work. You tap your Visa card at the terminal, and less than a second later, approve flashes on the screen. You walk away thinking the transaction is done, but in reality, that was just the authorization. The system confirmed funds were available and reserved the amount, but the actual transfer of money from your bank to the coffee shop, called settlement, will happen later. In the traditional card flow, your coffee shop's payment processor batches the day's transactions, sends them through Visa's network, and coordinates with the issuing bank. Funds move via systems like ACH in the US Fedwire for large amounts, or SWIFT for cross-border payments. Each has cut-off times, settlement windows, and varying speeds. Domestic funds may arrive in a day or two, cross-border could take 3 to 5 days. During that time, the merchant's money is stuck in transit, not available for payroll, inventory, or expansion. This isn't intentional slowness, it's the reality of infrastructure built decades ago, long before the internet, stitched together from bank ledgers, clearinghouses, and messaging systems. Reliable, yes. Fast, not by today's standards. In a world that runs on instant everything, 3 business days feels like a relic. Here's where programmable finance challenges the game. If settlement can shift from days to minutes, if approved also means paid, in usable funds almost instantly, liquidity improves, working capital costs drop, and entirely new financial models become viable. Enter stablecoins, blockchain based dollars that move 24/7, settle in minutes, and post to an immutable public ledger. For Visa, this means the ability to settle with parties without waiting for a bank's next window to open. No cutoff times, no Monday delays, just send stablecoins, confirm receipt, and you're done. Visa's journey started in 2021 with a pilot in partnership with Crypto.com. They tested settling a portion of card transactions using USDC, a widely used dollar-pegged stablecoin, on the Ethereum blockchain. In the pilot, instead of transferring dollars via bank wires, Crypto.com sent USDC directly to Visa's account in the Anchorage Digital Bank, a nationally chartered trust bank regulated by the OCC. A smart contract validated the transaction details and executed the settlement. Visa updated its records, all within minutes. From the customer's view, nothing changed, but under the hood, the settlement rails shifted from decades-old bank infrastructure to modern blockchain rails. Faster, transparent, and final. The pilot worked. It proved the stablecoin settlement could meet Visa's scale and reliability needs. Visa then expanded the program, added Solana for even faster and lower cost transactions, and launched the Visa Tokenized Asset Platform in 2024, enabling banks and fintechs to issue and manage tokens from stablecoin to loyalty points. The implications go far beyond Visa. Merchants get faster access to funds, banks gain new cross-border and treasury tools, consumers benefit from a payment system becoming faster, more transparent, and more resilient. Challenges do remain. Regulations are still evolving, not all blockchains can match Visa's volume, and interoperability between networks is still being built. But Visa's stablecoin program is a glimpse of what's next, a world where programmable finance is how money moves. And here's the key point. Transformation in finance doesn't happen overnight. It's about building new rails alongside the old, proving the work, then gradually shifting more volume as benefits become undeniable. Visa's stablecoin program is one of those pivotal steps. If you want more stories like this with real-world examples, market forces, and the tech driving them, you'll find them in my book, Programmable Finance, The Future of Money in a Tokenized World. It's filled with case studies, insights, and a roadmap for where we're headed next. Thanks for listening. See you next time.